Hello and welcome to your Astrological Vibrations for Friday, June 30th, 2017 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I nurture the inner fires of my passion. And today we actually have Chiron preparing and going retrograde in the sign of Pisces. And we're going to get to that, and we're actually going to go through just a little bit of focus for each sign at the end of the scope. But before we get into the Chiron retrograde energy, let's dive into what's going on right now. We have the moon shifting into Libra. So moon in Libra wants to bring balance. It wants to find that harmony. But we have to remember these lessons that we've been working so diligently on with Jupiter in Libra. And that is the lesson of self-love. That is the lesson of self-contained harmony and recognizing that we do not want to outsource the harmony and we do not want to create harmony outside of ourselves at the sake of the harmony, to forsake the harmony that we have within ourselves. So this moon in Libra will be taking us through a weekend of some intense connections. So on Thursday, we had Mercury opposite Pluto, getting us in tune consciously with some power dynamics. On Sunday morning, really early, we are going to have Mars opposite Pluto. Both Mars and Pluto co-rule Scorpio. So it's really taking us into these power dynamics on a deeper level. And being that they are opposites, there's kind of that relationship energy going on with that opposition energy. And so this may be why we've really got to focus today and now in making sure, okay, I'm finding the solidarity within myself, the sovereignty within myself to honor the harmony within myself. The only transit that we have today with the moon in Libra is actually a square between the sun in Cancer and the moon in Libra. And so this may be where some of this work has to begin, because the sun in Cancer wants things to be comfortable. Sun in Cancer wants to feel safe, cool, calm, collected, nested, rested. Feeling safe is really a thing. Feeling safe, feeling comfortable. We spoke yesterday about digging in to your chakras, really connecting into your chakras. So your root chakra, grounding it in, allowing it to support you, recognizing your security in the moment, recognizing your safety in the moment, enhancing that energy. And like I said, connecting it, grounding it to the earth, knowing that the earth is always supporting you, holding you, and the universe is always supporting, holding you. And then working with the sacral chakra, that energy of the inner fire. Although the sacral chakra, I believe, is water. It's emotional. Getting into our creativity, allowing those fires to come up and through from the safety of being grounded and move into the solar plexus, which is our will. And this is where that power dynamic may come in. So rooting into these energies is really going to help us as we go through this square and then continue on through any tough energies this weekend. The sun square the moon, this is happening at 9 degrees, which is about passion. It is that Aries energy, it is that Mars energy of passion initiated. However, you may feel that frustration and anger coming up through this energy, through this resistance, through this 9 energy. And if you do, that's a sign to notice, are you outsourcing your harmony? Are you looking for harmony outside of yourself and not cultivating it within yourself? This is where your security will be in continually coming back to me. Is there something, there's a place where I'm not being true to myself? And that's really the essence that I have of the cards. I have politics card, so wearing this mask in order to show up as, you know, one way to somebody to make it look like that thing, but that's like wearing a sheep costume. And the universe is like, no, no, you didn't come for that. You came to be this. You came to shine your light. You came to bring these fires, these fiery energy up within yourself. You are this lighthouse, but the lighthouse is one unto itself. So take off the masks and take off the sheep and notice where you may be stuck in that old conditioning. I do think that some of these power dynamics that are coming in, this Mars-Pluto thing, may be very strongly related to conditioning, who the world has told you who and how to be, that no longer works for you. So it's time to let go of that. And this is a mental card. This is a 5 card. So this may be kind of one of those mental battles that you're going to have to notice and keep digging in, come in from the head down into the body. Get united with your chakras in order to help your lower chakras, in order to help you find that stability and that strength to help you find that harmony for yourself. All right, so Chiron is going retrograde like at 10 p.m. in the evening, Pacific time. Chiron is the sign of the wounded healer. Now, Chiron goes retrograde every year. It is going retrograde at 28 degrees, and it's retrograding back to 24 degrees. It's retrograding through December 5th. So, for the next basically 5 months, we are going to be taking the wounded healer energy archetype and going within with it. Now, we also have Neptune retrograde in Pisces. So, the combination of both Chiron and Neptune in Pisces is, for many of us, bringing up past life stuff. It's bringing up ancestral stuff. It's also bringing stuff up from our past that needs to be worked through and processed. These are later degrees in Pisces, so these may be some deeper lessons. And just note, if you do have any planets in Pisces from 28 to 24 degrees, you may have some really strong healing lessons to show up and grow up through over these next several months. But just realize, we all are healers in our own way, and the universe gives us so many tools for healing, whether it's plants, rocks, other humans, our emotions. There's so many different things, foods, medicines, so many different things, music, I could keep going, colors. There's so many things that can help you dig in and bring yourself healing. But one of the most potent things is showing up for yourself. I have learned multiple healing modalities over this lifetime. And one of the greatest things I ever learned was from a teacher when I was learning somato emotional release. And he said, the greatest healing tool is showing up and holding somebody's hand and saying, I'm here with you, wherever you are. We can do that for ourselves at any time. And part of the thing is just noticing where we do need to show up. So I'm going to go through sign by sign where we have Neptune and Chiron retrograde. Now, you may want to listen to the sign before or after you, because that may also be affecting you a little bit. Listen for your sun sign and your rising sign, and use it to bring it focus. And it doesn't mean that there may not be healing in other areas. We all have different charts, different lessons, so this isn't just it. But if you're looking for a little bit of focus to help you dig in and realize also as well, both of these planets retrograde and in Pisces, that this focus may not necessarily be the focus on this life. Like for Pisces, this is in your first house of I am, this Chiron and Neptune retrograde. So it really is very focused on this life and who you are. However, this may also be focused on past lives and who you were then, and that you're still holding on to this who you were, and who you were wasn't a very good person, or who you were had some tough lessons, or who you were was king in this life or that life, and now, you're struggling with money, and you're like, but I'm a king, I don't understand why. So, there's so many different ways that this can hit. So look at it from the span of this life, look at it from the span of ancestral lineage, look at it from the span of your whole life as a whole. Look at it from the span of right now. What do you need to know right now? And how is it helping you shift right now? So like I said, Pisces, first house, your I am, and how you are moving in and through this world. And if you are finding that you do not like how you're moving, this is going to be a great time to look in and see, where is it that you may be still wearing some of these masks, that you may not quite be honoring who you are, your purpose, what you came in this life to do. Because I am is really it's very active. The first house is very active, and where you can take off these things that are no longer true for you. And ask Spirit too, if there are areas as myself as a Pisces that I am not being true to me, show me how I can show up in an easy way. I always like to add that because, Spirit sometimes is like, well, let's take that Band-Aid off. So take those masks off. And I love the Rumi phrase, take the mask off, your face is glorious. Aquarius, this energy is working your second house. So the second house is around your worth, It's around financial energy, and it's around your talents. So you may find through this transit that you may have some latent talents that you didn't know about coming up. If you are an Aquarius who's struggling with your worth and struggling to know that you belong on this planet, you're here. You belong right now at this time on this planet. You came for a reason, and we need you. So thank you, Aquarius, for being here. But that may also be feeding into any financial issues. So this is a great time to hold space and dig in to anything that may be causing financial stress or strain in your life. Capricorn, for you, this is your third house, communications. Are you being true in your communications? Are you being true to yourself? Again, I'm getting this feeling with the Capricorn. Take off the mask, your face is glorious. Capricorn can have that tendency of wanting to look good in the world. Well, you're going to look the best in the world when you are being yourself and shining your authentic life, or authentic light. So this is an opportunity to heal that. Now, Capricorn, you guys do have Pluto going through, shifting stuff up. So you may find this might be a really potent time for calling in some past life energies. So you notice why you may think that you need to wear these masks. But this is like, nope, it's not the time. It's really time to express yourself in the most authentic way. Sagittarius, this is your fourth house, home, family, foundation, and feelings. And again, with the fourth house, I do feel like the foundation for us can have these past life indications. I just posted on Facebook today, as I am posting this video, but yesterday, for those who are watching this on the day that it's meant to be watched, I posted about how as a little girl I had past life memories that really affected me. So you may find this really does connect in. This healing may need to be like the ancestral line, but it may also need to be in things that you have been holding as part of your foundation that are these foundations from other lifetimes. So be willing to go in and be willing to feel. Sagittarius, I know we like to be happy, happy, joy, joy, and that's wonderful and beautiful. And you'll be able to get there again as you process any of these feelings and things that are coming up. And like I said, there may be some family karma stuff that comes up that needs you to address. And sometimes what you need to address is also letting it go. Realizing that this family karmic energy is not yours and that you do not have to carry it anymore. So it may be kind of about unstrapping yourself from the sheep. Scorpio, this is your fifth house, bringing healing, bringing that healing vibration to your creativity, to your inner child, to the heart of the matter. So I do think this is going to be a very strong transit for you, Scorpio. The inner child. Man, if you want to do healing, that's one of the best places that you can focus on. And I just want to remind you what Abraham says, like, you never get it done. And so don't worry that you're like, why is my inner child still not happy? You know, it may take a while to dig in. And again, Scorpio energy, the Pisces, I had this happen for me. I'm not a Scorpio, but I had this happen for me. I had been doing a lot of inner child healing. And one morning I woke up hearing an inner child screaming, and I was like, whoa, what did I do? Who are you? It was a past life inner child. So I actually had to dig in, go tend to my past life inner child. And I would say, tend to it the same way you would do it this way. Don't worry about the stories. Don't worry about what your mind is saying about it. Dig in and see what that energy is asking of you at this time. This is going to be, I believe, though, a beautiful creative time for you, especially if you can address this. And if you can address, bring healing to your joy as well, is one of the other things that I'm really feeling. If you're not feeling completely joyful, I think this is going to be a good year for you, Scorpio, a little bit later as Jupiter rolls on into your sign. So now's the time to focus, okay, if I'm not feeling joyful, what's it going to take for me to feel joyful? Libra, this is your sixth house. This is the house of physical healing. So Libra, this is the time to dig in. How does your physical body feel? Do you have harmony in your physical body, or do you have aches and pains? And are you like, well, that's just natural. You get older and you have aches and pains. Well, it doesn't have to be. So that may be a signal that your physical body is wanting attention. And again, I said this in yesterday's scope. I reiterate this. If you are having aches and pains, one of the best resources you can do is look at Louise Hay's book and be like, oh, I have a pain in my right knee. This means this. Oh my gosh, this has been one of my mental patterns. This is also a really great time to address any healing through using the bountiful graces, we'll call it, of the earth through fruits and vegetables. It's 6th house, it's Virgo. So really attending to your body, and water as well. Tending to your body via these earthly modalities. Let's see. Virgo, this is your 7th house, relationships. So how are your relationships, Virgo? If you are happy in your relationships, then keep on going. Work the relationship that you have with yourself over this time. But if you are unhappy with the relationships in your life, this might be a time to look in and see, are there any ancestral patterns going on? Are there any past life relationship patterns going on? And how you can bring the healing. But ultimately, I do feel that the biggest and best healing with 7th house energy is by, coming into union within yourself, coming into a balance, yin and yang within yourself, and showing up in that way. Leo, this is your 8th house. 8th house energy is rebirth. It is transformation. It is empowerment. It is vulnerability and intimacy. And you may find that you are struggling a little bit with that vulnerability based on some of these past life things. You may feel like you don't feel completely empowered because of some of these past life things. I invite you to be open to spirit showing you maybe what it is that happened that's leaving you to not feel completely open and vulnerable at this time, and also note where there may be boundaries that are needed to be placed so that you can be vulnerable, at least with yourself. That's where it starts. That's why we have that 7th house energy to start there, so we can bring that to ourselves. So find that vulnerability where you can be vulnerable with yourself, show up for yourself so that you can feel empowered through this transit and healed through this transit. Cancer, this is your 9th house. Exploration, opening your horizons. This might address cancers that don't feel comfortable, that don't feel safe, do not feel nested within this world, and seeing how is it that I can feel safe living in this world. Asking spirit to show you if there have been any instances in the past where you have not felt safe. Again, I feel called to show the lion card. I do believe we all have this lion archetype within us that is when I think of a lion, a lot of times what I think of, besides a lion lounging in the sun, is a lion and the way they step, the intention with which they put their paws down. And I'm thinking of that for you right now, Cancer, every step, allowing every step in this world to feel safe. Do you feel safe, Cancer? And if you don't, this is a transit that can hopefully, ideally address that and help you feel a little bit safer. Gemini, this is your 10th house energy. So 10th house energy is purpose. Do you know your purpose? Gemini has that thing, that tendency to be jack of all trades. I am a Gemini rising, and for a long time I collected a lot of different things, modalities and everything, that's all kind of fed into what I do now, which is awesome. But you may have to do healing around that. A lot of people will be like, pick a lane and stay there. Well, Gemini, maybe pick a lane and stay there, but also maybe keep collecting, because this is part of the mutability. And you may find, Gemini, that you are bringing in some past elements into this life now to show up for. Gemini, Pisces is your 10th house. There is a very strong spiritual component to what you're here to do. There's a very dharmic component to what you're here to do in this lifetime. So keep gathering and trust that in and through yourself. You also may find that in healing, you need some healing around your purpose, that you're not quite stepping up, and maybe you're avoiding it with some other little distractions. You're avoiding that purpose because in the past you have been demolished for your purpose. So now's the time to bring healing to that so that you can fully show up in and on purpose. Taurus, this is your 11th house. So 11th house is friendship, community, humanitarianism. Oh, and we so need to bring healing to that on this planet at this time. It is also vibrational. And so Taurus, this may be a time to really get in tune. This may be a time to actually go outside of yourself and go into the community and find some vibrational healing, whether it is healing through singing bowls, sound medicine, through color therapy, whatever. But go out into the community to bring some physical, vibrational healing onto yourself. It may also be a time to heal your tribe that you connect to outside of yourself. Sorry, I have a client calling me a little bit early, and I'm like, not yet, just wait. Healing to the tribe, to your collective. Like I said, I have my council from beyond. Get in touch with them to figure out where and how you can bring healing into your life at this time. I also do feel, Taurus, that this may be a time for you to explore yourself as the healer with that 11th house, bringing it out within yourself. So it may be about learning, like I'm seeing like the healing with the tuning forks. Or there's a really cool, another thing, what is it? Orasoma, which is healing through various oils. Look that up. If it intrigues you and you're a Taurus, or not even a Taurus, look that up. Get into that. Finally, Aries, 12th house. This may be a time where there is definite karmic stuff. Aries, slow down and show up for what is showing up for yourself to be healed in and through this time. This is very important to be in your flow during this time. There's a big possibility for you, Aries, that you are working through some past life stuff. The biggest thing is, though, going to be like, be in the moment and be in the flow. You don't have to rush it. You don't have to push it. Do not push the river, Aries. Just allow it to come through and trust what's coming through, that it has a purpose for you. So that is it for today. Whew, that's a lot. It's going to be a lot, but you know what? We do it every year, and we've got this. We know what we're doing, but this just gives you a little bit of focus. So have a beautiful day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Namaste.